Woohoo! Hey YouTube. Woohoo!
Came forward in church one time and said, you know what, I think the Lord called me to preach. He said, of course, and his first knee-jerk reaction would say, you know, you can't even hardly read. What do you think you're going to, how are you going to preach, you know? How are you going to go to Bible school? Because that was his knee-jerk reaction. They tried to encourage God.
Woohoo! Hey YouTube.
He said he had to go home and sort of...
So I'm going to try and make a few more videos. Try and make some money.
You know, kind of slower speech and stuff like that. They said you go out there and you see somebody preaching. Oh, who's preaching? You know, go encourage him. See who it is. He's making his way through the crowd there and through, you know, marketplace is a good crowd. He's hearing some guys who's quoting Darcy.
All I need is one multi-millionaire. 200k US. And that'd be a house in Masterton, where I live.
He said, but I could memorize John 3:16. He said, with other people. And there he is, out there preaching in the marketplace. Right?
Could almost be a brand new house. I could almost buy a section and build a house on it.
And we look at ourselves, and many times as Christians, we'll look at ourselves and look across and we think, hey, we're not ready for
200k US.
We look at so-and-so, they don't look like they can do much. They're not taking guys in a wheel car. They don't, you know, in the eyes of the world, that doesn't mean much. Right? You see the doctors, you see the large companies, real nice cars. I like cars, by the way. But you see them cars.
Got a full battery, so I get at least an hour out of a battery. I'm not sure how long I'd get out of a battery actually, but I got an hour last night, or about 50 minutes. It wasn't even full. Let it be, 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 let us be, let us be, let it be, let it be, let it be, let it be. Let it be, let it be, let it, your leader, take me to your leader. That's what the aliens would say if they came to Earth. Take me to your leader, and I'm leader. I'd be like, oh shit. Take me to your leader. Oh shit. Once every 100,000 years or so, when the sun doth shine and the moon doth glow and the grass doth grow. Well, needless to say, the beast was stunned. Whip crack went his whippy tail, and the beast was done. He asked us, be you angels? And we said nay. We are but men. Rock.
There's a pretty good qualification for a Christian that wants to do something for God. Because you need all this stuff. You don't need to be looking like Hollywood, and you don't need to be a great speaker. You don't need to be doing all these things. God doesn't need that. Moses, he wasn't a great speaker, and guess what? God still made provisions.
I've been researching the foolish, shaming the wise, imitating God. I'd like to imitate God, if He's real. Nobody knows if He's real. If they knew He was real, they could prove it to everyone else. But nobody's got any proof, you know. No one can prove it. It's all just what you want to believe yourself. And there's all these arguments among Christians, and they all argue, and there's all different denominations and stuff. And they all argue. You can make up 100% like truth and stuff. It says that one day the earth will be filled with the knowledge of the Lord. So let's do that, you know. So no one will need to teach another one because everyone will know the Lord themselves or something. No one will need to be taught.
God can fix things, you know. The Bible says that God equips us for everything we need to do for His will. And that's what He says. So there's no excuse. Right now, why does God do this? Why does God not choose to call many that are mighty, and many that are noble, and many that are wise? What is His reasoning behind that? And the reasoning behind that, it says there in verse 29, what's the word, verse 28, you take the North, it says, and the base things of the world and the things which are despised.
Is there anybody out there? As
time is going on, and one thing in my generation I'm starting to realize is that there's becoming a greater rift between Christianity and the world. Granted, it's always kind of been there, right? But it's getting louder, if you will, right? It seems like that rift is getting greater. It seems like, man, a lot of people are really speaking out against Christianity in our country. It's kind of sad. And what do? Keep preaching the Bible. Keep on going the way that we're supposed to be going, right? Continue on in verse 30, it says, but up here,
Hey, Black Starkler 456. Milky, he says, Milky Boy. Milky Boy.
Why does God do this? That no flesh should glory in His presence. Because you know God didn't make us. You talk about praise, you talk about something that's confusing. I just want to praise God for feeling. Man is not supposed to receive those kinds of things. We're not made to receive pats on the back for the rest of our life. Yes, it feels good. Yes, it feels good. Right? Sometimes we like to stand in that spotlight and feel good, but guess what? It's not meant for us. It's not meant for us. Look at everybody. If you can take 10,000 movie stars from today until how far we got to go back, you know, in time to get 10,000 movie stars and put them all together. And look at all the awards they got, the Grammys, let's say, and all their awards, all the money, and the cars, and the material things in the world that they have, and all their followers and fans. But they were to put them up. It was asking, how many of y'all happen? Tell you what, they go from marriage to marriage. They can't find any kind of thing that works. You know, they jump from psychologist to psychologist, belief to belief, trying to find this happiness.
How long have we been going? We've been going 7 minutes.
They found rest for their soul. And you got some people with millions and millions of dollars. They're looking for it the wrong way. Again, why? They're going through life enjoying the pats on the back and the accolades and all that stuff. And guess what God's saying? It's like, I don't need that. That's not who I'm going to use. That's not the people that I like to call. It says, but of him, verse 30, it says, but of him you are...
my life sucks. Anyone got something to care for me? Help my depression. I'm a mild depressive. I'm a mild depressive. And a house would just be that little bit that cheers me up a little bit, you know? And just sort of that freedom that it enables, the peace that it would bring. I've got a bit of peace here, but I mean, I get woken up at like 10 o'clock in the morning sometimes, really crap, you know. I know that's late for some people, but I usually sleep till 12, 1, 2, 3 sometimes later. It's 3 o'clock, it's 3 p.m. Here's my clock. It's 3 p.m.
He said, you go out there in your mind and read all these books about business ethics. I had when I was in Bible school, they wanted us to read this book on business ethics. Right? They say church is like a business. And you look at it like that, man, I get frustrated. Oh my goodness. And that was me. I'm not saying there wasn't good wisdom to be found. Right? But at that time, it was really frustrating. Like, what in the world am I doing reading a book about business ethics, you know, and all this stuff? And it's frustrating me to death. But then I kept going back to the Word there and act, you know, God's going to act in them. You try to do something crazy and go out there and knock on 1,000 doors a day, guess what? You're going to have to keep knocking on 1,000 doors a day.
I got a bit of data, so I might, when it's raining still today, I might go for a walk around Kurpuni and stuff. Use my data up.
So that's why God says, because if we start doing that, if I come up with some program, there in South Carolina where I was assistant pastor, a couple of the pastors came to our pastor at our church and said, hey, I want to get your son on tithing. Why? Here's why. You got all this stuff, and I want to get your son on tithing. On tithing? Because people read the Bible and tell them they should do it, but I don't have any special programs to go to try and get people to tithe. But if he got that, that's what he kind of that's just what he told me. If I create some big old program that I have to keep people in, because now I'm the one maintaining these things, right? Because now he's learning the program. It's the program that works, not the Lord, right? That's how people would look at it. So here we go back to the topic here. He who glories, let him glory in the Lord. Every single blessing, man, because it comes out there. Everyone that's added to our body, it's not because of something special.
Glory in the Lord.
Right? We come alongside.
So I've had a few hits in my life. It's probably all Matrix. It's probably all technology based. I mean, at the time I thought they were God, but most of the time they're probably just technology based. I had this hit for telepathy when I was a kid. I had I had people on my fingers, like a telepathic link, and the operating system was my fingers. And other people could see, and it was like, there was like a glow on my fingers, and other people could see the glow and stuff. It was like pictures and stuff. Like pictures came from my fingers, like in my hands and stuff. And other people could see the pictures, and it made them glow. It like lit them up. I had another time when I reflected God's glory, reflected the light of God, and I basically reasoned that my car, I reflected it would just be annulled. It would shine into the darkness, but the darkness would just swallow it. So I had to change my reflecting, the way I was reflecting it, to sort of be more, so that the light wouldn't be annulled, so that it would light the darkness. The angle of the reflection. I had to change my angle of reflection. What's another one? I had a couple. Oh yeah, I had a resource.
You know, on the internet recently, you've seen these beautiful silver balls. They're mesmerizing to look at, and they are actually made out of aluminum foil. Apparently, it takes hours to do. I think when people hear shove aluminum together, hammer it, and then sand it, they think any idiot could do that. So, I'm the idiot that's going to do that. My strategy is to take a blob of
I had a resource, and I could trade telepathically with other people. And I found someone who needed an abundance of who could burn through all the resource. I had an overabundance, almost like it was too much. Like it was going to be really hard to shift it all. But I managed to find someone who would use it all. And then from what they produce from using my resource, I would buy that up, and so we'd both profit. It was like equal profit, sort of. I was charging top dollar for it, and someone came along and undercut me, but he didn't have an abundance of the resource that I had to run short if they chose that person. So to choose me to. Top dollar, but to choose me because I had more of an abundance and I could supply it in the times when it was when you really needed it.
So I'm gonna find her. Look at that balloon. She's just like bragging about how round it is. This is where I am, and is there any way to salvage this?
So resources, yeah. When I had my telepathic experience, like when people could see pictures and stuff on my hands, someone came along and said that it was like a link to people, and I could delegate. I could like delegate thoughts to them and stuff, like processing. They were like processors, sort of. People were like processors. I was using their processing power, and I could like delegate thoughts. So I set them up with I basically set them in a position to process immortality or eternal life.
No one's being very helpful. You know what? I'm gonna take this basketball.
And this kid, and he came along and he was like, I'll snatch them out of your hand. And later on I found that scripture in the Bible. It was totally like that. And that's the thing Jesus was talking about. It was like telepathy. And this telepathy was greater than all computers and stuff. It would like replace computers. Computers were like nothing compared to this telepathy. They were embarrassing. That's how much of a leap forward it was. But as soon as this kid said, I'll snatch them out of your hand, I cast him into the darkness. Like, I shifted the angle so that he could no longer understand how to use them. And stand. Some he'd have to discover, but by snatching them out of my hand, he disqualified himself from learning anyway, because you don't get them by being a thief. They were like my sheep, people that were my sheep, and some dude tried to snatch them out of my hand. And I cast them into outer darkness. Interesting, eh? That was a memory from when I was about like 7 or 8 or 9, 40 now, so nothing's come of it. And yeah, and the reflecting. And telepathy is like is telepathy. It's okay, just to load and even in it to. Dun, 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 dun. Look, if you just had one shot, one opportunity to capture everything you ever wanted in one moment, would you capture it or let it slip? Arms weak, knees heavy, vomit on a sweater, man spaghetti. Oh, be quiet. Oh, your voice is terrible. So yeah, I think telepathy is the way of the future. But that's what I'm saying. All this could have been like technology based, you know, and it could have just been them. They could have read the Bible. Someone tried to void, and I was like, and so I had to sort of change the angle again so that it couldn't be voided, because she'd voided it false. Like, she didn't want to get the end result, so she'd voided it. But I'm pretty sure that was technology, that one. The telepathy wasn't like you'd think telepathy, like it wasn't like voice to voice or English to English or anything. it was more like a power sort of source, like a you know, like if you had problems, you could process them and stuff, create anything with enough time. But what slowed me down was this kid snatching them from my hand. Otherwise it would probably be out there by now if he hadn't tried to snatch them from my hand. This is kids belonging. The kingdom of heaven belongs to the children, you know. Oh, yeah. Well, the main interesting one was the telepathy and trading resources and stuff for profit. Like, I was trading, I had a resource, and I supplied it, and the resource I would buy up. The things created with the resource I would buy up. So whatever she created I would then buy, and it'd be kind of like an equal trade. Because she'd have a super abundance as well, because she'd been supplied with such an abundance. So she'd also have, like, once she's finished creating, she'd have a super abundance of the thing that she created. And it would be really advanced, and then I'd buy all them up. But yeah, there was competition. I'm pretty sure it was the same guy who tried to snatch them from my hand. So it was a couple of years later, it was 2-3 years later that the resource trading happened. And I'm pretty sure that the guy who tried to snatch them from my hand was the same guy who was trying to undercut me for the resource. But he didn't have enough of it to be able to supply it when it was really, when you really needed it, like when there was a huge heavy demand on it. He didn't have enough to supply the heavy demands, so it was like wisdom to choose me. Telepathy, beware world, telepathy, or matrix technology, one or the other. Technology or body or mind or technology. Human mind, telepathy, or technology-based telepathy, one or the other. I've seen both, maybe. Well, I've definitely seen technology-based telepathy in my later life. I've seen a nanobot, and it can hook into your brain and read your thoughts and stuff. That's the size of a nanobot. See what you see and hear what you hear. So crime's going to go down in the future because you're able to deny it if you get caught for a guilty. And in the future, you won't be able to get away with it anyway, and you'll end up getting. And people are going to be punished for their past crimes. If they want to use the matrix to sort of own up to their crimes. And of course you're going to want to use the matrix. You're definitely going to want to use the matrix because it's educational and it's pleasure. And the pictures inside you, it's not like you put on goggles or something. That's just not realistic, you know, like the movie Ready Player One, and you have a suit on that you have sensors and stuff. Well, no, that's just not real. It's all going to be chips in your head. That's the thing. My telepathy could have been this matrix technology? I just don't know. I just can't tell. Because they're so similar. The both are so similar. My friend shouted me. Quarter piece pack or whatever. Quarter piece pack. KFC quarter pack. I had a crusher. I love them. They're like got chocolate chips in them. I'm going to get some more of those. I'm going to get one of those tomorrow. Maybe. If I remember. You can get it for $2 between 2 and 4 PM. Okay. Loading. Not the fetch. This symbol looks like, man. Oh, here we go. Star Pigeon! Hey, Star Pigeon! Hi, Star Pigeon! And Quit Designus. Hi, Quit Designus. 1511. Oh, so it was a while ago. Star Pigeon's probably gone. Quit the sickness. Got some come in. Yeah, this is my new house. This is my new house. I only got it for about 6 months or so though. And then I have to find somewhere else. So I really make the most of it and try and get a couple $100K US in the next 6 months. You can do it, YouTube. You can do it. Anyway, I'm going to go for a smoke. I'll be back soon. That was a half-hour video though, and I haven't used that much of it. I'll see how much battery